Kurt, Greg, 12:30 over here. Just checking with you. Heading over there. Come see if we can get a window and paddle out there. Jaws, seeing if you're there. What your plan is? Give a shout. Talk to you, brother. Later.
5 years ago, tow surfing was kind of the cool thing, and I think Greg, more than anyone, said, wait a minute, we can still paddle these waves, and sat out the back on a 10-foot board and paddled into bigger waves than anyone, and he leads by example, and I think that he was at the forefront of that movement and still is.
Wait, the passion is ending. It fell together, and it'll fall apart and now. The dead ends are binding. A rover and an Fate's made a grip off of our graves. So trace the failings of kills for thrills. Less desolation, the passion filled, the desperate, the wasting away. Too high to die, built to spill, but not to break.
I was introduced to big wave surfing through a friend from San Clemente named John Walla. That was right when there was a real big wave kind of push here out of Southern California. Again, Mike Parsons, McNulty brothers, and you're seeing just constant photos in the magazines and hearing about this wave, Todos Santos. And just through the community here surfing in San Clemente, everyone was always saying, hey, John Walla, he goes down there and he is, the most underground, hardcore charging, cat of them all. And so I kept talking to him and kind of picking his brain about what it's like, and can you take me down there, can you take me down there? And
since I grew up in San Clemente, I knew the Long family for a long time, and so as soon as I started going out there, it was kind of one of those things where they really started to kind of get interested, the whole family, even their dad Steve and everyone. And so I think that was the first time that he went out there. He was probably 14, he was just always super comfortable out there. I mean, just not worried,
It was just a slow, progression, and just pushing yourself enough to where you're kind of at the edge of your comfort zone, and hanging out there until you kind of get a grasp as to what it's like at 30-foot faces or however big, and then slowly go again, and it's just like that. Everything else in my surfing life, it was just basically turned upside down. Contests didn't matter. My performance surfing just kind of, was dismissed. That I knew then, big waves, that's my love and passion, and that's what I'm going to dedicate my surfing life and career towards.
He's always been super committed. That's his deal. You're not going to take off on waves like that if unless that's what you want to do in your heart, unless that's what you really wanted to do from the get-go.
Wow.
For the most part, I mean, the same guys are doing the same thing over and over, and there's a reason, It's not because they're chasing the money or the fame. I mean, they're just, that committed.
Sick, dude. Oh, heaviest best wave of his life, man. That was insane. Fear is an integral part of big wave surfing. I think once you understand it and what you're doing out there and what you can physically and mentally accomplish, it becomes a huge driving force as to why we're doing what we're doing. It's that challenge of mentally being able to overcome that.
It's always there, especially on the big days. Anything over 15 feet, and you're starting to feel butterflies, and once you get into those 25-foot days, it's right there, it can either be a help or a hindrance.
Without a doubt, every big wave session I go out in, I have a few of those contemplative moments.
The train of thought stops of what should I do? Is this right or is this wrong? And it all becomes a feeling, everything around you, everything slows down, and you see your friend go on a wave that big and that committed, head down. That's motivating for everyone else in the lineup. gets the wind under his nose and starts to fall, and you just see like how big this wave really is. And I just remember how well he rode that wave, and it's just etched in my brain that for some reason, like every time I think of Greg Long, I think of like a yellow board at Puerto Escondido.
It's that same feeling that, you know, I got when I was 15 years old. You know, every time I paddle out there, it's a new, unique experience. And yeah, it's been an amazing, 10 years of kind of swell chasing, and just, really, appreciative of all the amazing people, I've met along the way.
Greg's like ultra well-spoken, best manners ever. He's like the kind of guy you want your daughter to marry one day. But he has this one thing. He gets this road rage sometimes that just comes out of nowhere. And he drives a lot. He's always the guy to volunteer to drive through the night. So he puts his little spectacles on because he's gotta wear driving glasses. He looks like Clark Kent. And he'll be driving and I'll just wake up in the back of the van to hear him just yelling to himself, like pounding the dashboard because somebody cut him off. He gets so pissed. The full Little League dad comes out. That's pretty funny.